figures, now I'm chilling. Someplace where they ain't got no winter in a villa. Waiting for the fall like they was yelling timber. Flow colder than winters be in Chicago. I've always had the vision, I see the with my eyes closed. Ain't grew up, I ain't got no phony bravado. Only time I clap that, they was yelling bravo. Yo, I grew up in the home, but that's the perfect role model. So I do it in the song, cause some of these things I hold bottle. Knew I couldn't do it alone, but some of these things I won't follow. So I prove it on my own, give it my all on full throttle. There was no love for me, I was up and coming. I faced doubts and had worries, but I wasn't busted. Look, they tried to steal my glory, say it wasn't nothing. But God's the author of my story, not the play. One chance just to make it at the city, Two hands put together, hope he hear me, 3 a.m., my soul weary, spirit fill me up. Forever grinding till the day I touch a million. One chance just to make it at the city. 2 hands put together, hope he hear me. 3 a.m., my soul weary, but see it clearly. Forever grinding till the day I touch a million. Now I ain't saying
Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. And, of course, Gary Payton II. This is their first game without him.
Yeah, that move was all about the long-term horizon for them. I know it's a little shocking how different this team looks, but given some time, I think things will come together.
Grant, when you talk about these two teams tonight, I think it's fair to expect a barrage of three-point shooting.
Oh, for sure, B.A. That's the usual game plan from both sides. It's going to be raining threes here tonight. And if they're falling, it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Here's Towns to the wing, right side. And so the ball out of bounds. Mobley touched it last. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Steve Kerr. We chatted about strategy against Andrew Wiggins, and Coach put it simply. He said, quote, we just got to stay on him at the arc on the inside. We can't let him give our defenders the slip. So the defense is going to try to stay as glued to the nimble Wiggins as possible for this one.
As always, Allie, we thank you.
Love seeing Butler go up strong. When he dunks it, you feel it from here.
Wiggins outside. The three. Pass to Robinson. And here's Wiggins. Back to Robinson. Just 5 to shoot. Miami, no good that time either. And here are the Warriors now. And one thing's for sure, when Duncan Robinson is on the court, he has the greenest of green lights, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, look. He's one of the most lethal shooters around. He draws intense defensive attention, and then he's added to his game as a passer and as a guy who can take the ball to the basket.
Now here's Robinson. He's averaging more than 12 a game, a consistent threat on offense. Butler on the wing. Here's Towns. And it's Towns with the power finish.
I mean, what can you do about that? With Towns moving at full speed, no one wants to try and cut him off.
Here's Bane. Down low. From outside the arc. Fires in the triple.
Shooting off the catch is the core of Bane's game, but he can do so much more.
Pass to Towns. And Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
The jump hook, and that's off the glass and in. Towns has got 6 points.
Yeah, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Now well into his 30s. Is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A. But at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career. Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Pass to Robinson. Connects from downtown.
Robinson in the mix, coming right back.
The Warriors lead by 8. Murray scanning the floor. Melton outside. Lets it go from deep. It's good. And the assist goes to Murray.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Bane. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Yeah, Bane is a talented scorer. Not just a perimeter threat, he's also capable of finishing inside.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Outside Robinson. Over Melton. And there's another one for the Heat.
Not many places on the floor Robinson will hesitate to shoot.
Murray with it. And it's Boucher picking him up. Towns down low. 6 to shoot. Here's Claxton. No good on the triple.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Knocks it loose. And stolen by Melton. In transition, here come the Warriors. The shot by Butler, no good. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. The Warriors on top, up 9. And we'll be back in just
10.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And not only that, you like how they're turning defense into offense, forcing turnovers and capitalizing.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
To the right side, here's Wells, and counted from 19 feet away. Wells has got his first bucket in this one. Outside Whitmore, Boucher on the screen. Out to the right wing. Back to Whitmore. The 3-ball. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Next up, they'll face the Hawks in Atlanta. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Back to Whitmore. Here's Boucher for 3. Jackson Davis grabs a miss. The Warriors lead by 13. And it's McCollum penetrating. Out left to the wing. Hits the trifecta.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Close them in on 2 minutes played here in the second. Well, Coach, the Heat have had some deep playoff runs recently, making the finals twice in 5 years.
Yeah, Brian, and what's really interesting is that they've only been higher than a 5 seed once in that span. They just hit a different gear in the playoffs.
And Kuminga throws it down.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Knocks down the long J. Robinson's got 8 points.
Well, this is what Robinson is out here to do. I like how aggressive he is shooting it from outside.
Here's McCollum. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. Well, one of the sharpest players off the floor, C.J. McCollum.
Well, Brian, he also did a great job as president of the Players Union, and he's great on his podcast, too.
I'm sure he'll be doing games with you suited up after his playing career.
Yeah, I just hope he's not taking my job.
Mobley on a screen. And he's going for the oop here. And Mobley throws it down.
Easy does it. Mobley is such a fluid athlete for his size.
Here's McCollum. Pass to Jackson Davis. And the ball out of play. The Heat will have it.
Yeah, not a great pass there. You got to be on the same page as your teammates.
Heat trail by 15. Now here's Whitmore. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Outside, Alexander Walker. Rejected by Claxton. And the Warriors with possession here. They led by as many as 18.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. And the Heat making a change here. The shot's good. He's got 5.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Whitmore with it. This one for 3. The kick out to Wiggins. Pass to Boucher. Here's Alexander Walker. 6 on the shot clock. It's Wiggins on the wing. Over Towns. And again, no good by Miami. And Towns has got the ball here for the Warriors. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. And here's Butler. Shoots over Wiggins. The shot by Butler, no good. From behind the arc. And Wiggins knocks down the 3.
This demonstrates assertiveness. You know Wiggins is feeling it when he's rising and firing like this.
Pass to Towns. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
To the inside. Stolen by Wiggins.
Well, that's why it's so important to seal off those passing lanes inside. Make them earn points in the paint.
Back to Alexander Walker. And stolen by Claxton. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Towns can't get it to go. Heat trail by 14. Whitmore with it. Now guarded by Butler. Mobley outside. And again, Miami with a triple.
And when he's effective from three-point range, look out. Mobley knows how much that does for his game.
To the paint. Here's Butler. And it's Butler with the jam.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Wiggins for three. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's the Golden State Warriors in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Well, if you went into the lab and created the perfect wing, it might be Desmond Bane, Coach.
Well, Brian, this guy's so strong. He can guard bigger guys, and his three-point numbers are crazy. Desmond Bane, well over a 40% three-point shooter for his career.
Back to Robinson. Clock at 6. Pass to Wiggins. Three-pointer. They get it again. Mobley kicks it out to Bane. Robinson with it. Wiggins for three. Gets the three to fall. Wiggins has got 6.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Jimmy Butler's such an all-around player. He said, I don't need to be a 40-point scorer. My role is to impact winning. I just control what I can control in the end, play the right way, stay aggressive, and do whatever it takes to get my team to win. And Brian, he is good at his job.
Well, playoff Jimmy is a real thing, whether he'll admit it or not. Robinson on the wing. And stolen by Claxton. Pass to Butler. The three is up. Another three for Golden State.
Yeah, pretty dependable from the corner three spot. Butler only fires those threes he feels comfortable taking.
Wiggins outside. Now here's Bane. Puts up a three. Robinson can't hit.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Oh, wasted no time on that one. 6 points for him.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Coach, when you look at the best defensive teams, what's the balance between IQ, the smarts for the game, versus effort?
Well, Brian, it's both. You know, I mean, the effort is a given. You're not going to get anything done in the game without effort. But to be a good defensive team, you have to be smart. You have to understand your opponents, their tendencies both as a team and as individuals. And if you do that, you can cover up for a lot in terms of just raw athleticism.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Sinks it from distance. Robinson's got 11.
Well, when your shot is as polished as Robinson's, you can be that fast with your motion.
They double him with Mobley. And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. Coach, what's the challenge of NBA travel like?
Well, look, all of us in the NBA just have to come clean on this. We travel on first-class charters. We're taken care of as well as you can possibly be taken care of. It's just that there's a lot of travel in an NBA season. And if you're on the coast, you probably feel it a little bit more even than the teams in the middle of the country.
No one covering. Bane's got 6 here in the quarter.
And how about Desmond Bane, among the most accurate shooters in the world?
Inside. Back to Murray. Pass to Kuminga. Murray with it. Lets the three fly. Mobley grabs the board. And here's Robinson. Here's the three. And the Heat, another three.
And he's really made his mark with the three-pointer today. And that's another big one.
And when you have shooters feeling it from distance, it feels like no lead is safe because points can get put up in a hurry.
And Trey Murphy is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Robinson on the wing. Pass to Jaquez. Here's Robinson. Back to Jaquez. They get it back. Here's Jamison. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Just a big play at this juncture of the game. Second chance points could be the key for them.
Impressive effort right there. That's what they need to mount a comeback. Heat trail by 7. Robinson to 3. And he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
It's McCollum with a drive. Pass to Kuminga. Now here's Melton. To stop the drought. And that one's good. Kuminga for 3. Kuminga's got his second basket of the night.
And that was a timely basket to stop their momentum.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors closing out this quarter with
The Heat, 41.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. Here's McCollum. And now we'll send it over to Allie LaForce for an update on Karl Anthony Towns.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Warriors provided some info for us. The initial reports are saying that this is a serious injury and that he'll likely miss significant playing time. It's a blow to a team that was hoping to turn up the second half of the season. This is a story that we'll be following very closely.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Always on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Even with the advancements in strength training, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Off target with the 3. The Warriors lead by 7. Kuminga with it. Wagner picks him up. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Personal foul.
An impressive young talent. And Murphy knows his role is to use that scorer's mentality.
Miami making a switch here. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
He's making the most of every trip to the line, providing for his team.
Outside Robinson. Drops in the 3. Robinson's got 12 points here in the second half.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
During that break, Coach Steve Kerr had some advice for the team. And despite the lead, they are still coaching this team hard. In the huddle, they told their guys to stay alert. Do not give them anything easy. They want to protect this late lead, B.A.
Thanks for that, Allie. The Warriors lead by 6. And the foul called on Evan Mobley. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
High post Claxton. Melton outside. Back to Claxton. They double him with Mobley. Here's Towns. Pass to Butler. Shoots over Jaquez.
And it's all about length for Mobley on defense. He can trap you with those long arms.
Relentless effort creates the second chance opportunity.
Outside Robinson. Jaquez with it. Butler covering. Back to Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Well, when Robinson's having a game like this, it's tough to slow his roll.
Pass to Claxton. Back to Murray. Melton on the wing. Towns outside. They double him with Mobley. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Clock at 2. Towns. That one's good for 2.
And he is a force in the paint. Towns is such a huge presence inside for them.
Here's Mobley. Banked it in off the glass.
They finally found their shooting touch after a rough first half.
And it's Murray with the ball for the Golden State Warriors. They led by as many as 18. From deep, Melton. Yes, and it's Murray picking up the assist.
Yeah, I think Murray is at his most effective when he's focused on creating plays for others.
Back to Whitmore. Fires the 3. Nails it from 3. Whitmore's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Jimmy Butler taking it upon himself to get those 3 points back.
On the wing, Whitmore. Pass to Robinson. Back to Whitmore. Screen by Robinson. Outside Whitmore. Wing shot on the way. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. The Warriors lead by 9. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It goes on Duncan Robinson.
And Towns is a lot for a defense to handle, especially when he's looking to score inside.
And so Towns nails them both. Heat trail by 11. Left side, Whitmore. It's Wiggins on the wing. Back to Whitmore. Mobley on a screen. Robinson finds some space. Ooh, that one misses the mark. Shooting 8 for 14 now. Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
And things are definitely working offensively. A balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
From the arc. He drops it from range.
A big man that dishes. Something Mobley does very well.
And they're so close to putting this game away.
Yeah, B.A., you don't have to do anything crazy. Just run the clock and don't turn it over.
Now Butler. Outside Murray. Towns outside. Back to Claxton. Golden State needs to get off a shot. From the stripe. To the left side wing. Towns for 3. Mobley grabs the board.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Knocked loose. And so it's Golden State winning this one. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
And that about wraps it up.
Trying to right my wrong.